The Broke Investor, September 26, 2020. Not a financial advisor. Please hit the like button and subs, please. The Broke Investor recap of the market September 25th, 2020. Camping World Holdings, CWH. Look into the very good. Big changes with Camping World dividends. Good Sam, CEO Marcus Lemonis. False information spread about him about a political view. Marcus Lemonis net worth. We're going to skip that one. But that's basically what we're talking about here. The recap of the market 2020, September. Camping World Holdings, CWH. Big changes with Camping World dividends. Good Sam, CEO Marcus Lemonis. False information being spread about him about political view. And Marcus Lemonis net worth. We're going to skip the net worth part. I do not get paid to do these videos. I do not own ROB. Things in the future might change. No one knows what is to come. Just like my wife's cancer. No one knows what is to come. Hello. I'll go now. Come back here. Everything went wacky. Come back. Let's try that again. I'm just finished the recording. But I just lost everything there. It would crash. We just don't keep going with it because everything went down. Looked at it from memory. Hold on a second. Well, that's not from whiteboard. No. Yeah. Looks like it might be from memory then. Okay. Hold on. Let me check my thoughts again. Okay. Once again. Where was I? Thinking. I do not get paid to do these videos. I do not own an RV. Things in the future might change. No one knows what is to come. Just like my wife's cancer coming back after 9 years. My wife's surgery, Whipple procedure, being done on October 1st, 2020. We have been busy raising 10 kids, 3 foster kids, and hopefully get some more foster kids. Remember, not a financial advisor, as you can tell by the way I'm doing this. We're going to do a recap of the market September 25th, 2020. And the sun is probably screwed up on this thing. Okay, so I dropped it. The GAI closed on upswing by 1.34%. The S&P 500 closed on a gain of 1.60%. NASDAQ closed on a gain of 2.26%. I know this is late. Bear with me. Information technology fared the best of all sectors over the 5-day trade, gained a total of 54.39%. We're going to go over IPOs too. Let's see if this thing's actually working. Okay, it is. On the IPOs, the Ant Group, a Chinese fintech company founded by former ALIBABA Group, Executive Chairman Jack Ma considered the biggest IPO when it dual listed on the Hong Kong and Shanghai exchanges. It has a strong profile. It has 1 billion active users and 30% profit margin. The next IPO, which is not going to match the video or cards or whatever, just work with me here because I hit the wrong button. A California-based startup, Good RX, aggregates drug pricing data and offers coupons. Good RX IPO was September 22nd, 2020. It was in the healthcare industry. This is how I dropped it a while ago. Try not to drop it this time. And technology sector. It surged 40% in the debut on the NASDAQ on Wednesday after the online prescription drug platform raised $1.14 billion in its initial public offering. The stock opened at $46, compared with the IPO price of $33 per share, which is above its target range at the opening price. Good RX is valued at nearly $18 billion, more than 6 times the valuation it commanded during its last private fundraise in 2018. 2018. Just go around a little bit. Yeah. JFrog with a high growth software release. Management company is supposed to be going very fast, looks to be very profitable. I'm not going to talk about that at all. And PALANTIR, co-founded by PayPal. PayPal is PYPLE. Now, PYPL. Just like that. It was founded by Peter Thiel. Expected to go public on September 29th by direct listing. Headed for a $22 billion valuation in Wall Street. In technology, Spot, SPOT, and Slack went public by direct listings, and the performance of the stocks initially was weak. The aftermarket performance took a while. The X stocks have outperformed through much of the year. I do believe they're going to keep outperforming. Wednesday there was a pullback that worried investors. Don't know what that was. Okay. There was a pullback that worried investors. The dip provided an entry point for new investors to get in. Always find the dip or something else, but market overview. We just finished that one, but here's market overview. Camping World Holdings Inc. CWH. Camping World Holdings, New York Stock Exchange, CWH. Camping World Holdings Inc. opened with a 28.49. Camping World Holdings Inc. had a high of 29.33 from Friday. It's a little late. Doctors and hospitals. Camping World Holdings Inc. had a low of 28.11. Camping World Holdings Inc. reported total assets of $3.4 billion for Friday, 2019, an increase of 131.92% compared to FY 2016. Camping World Holdings Inc. financials balance sheets annual from 2016 to 2019. Remember, it's just not going to match up with the video, so just work with it for now, please. Total assets of 2016 is $1.5 billion. This is for the balance sheet annual from 2016 to 2019. Remember, debt to asset is 86.14%. Camping World total assets for 2017 is $2.6 billion. Debt to assets 73.70%. Camping World Holdings total assets for 2018 is $2.8 billion. Debt to asset 74.49%. Camping World Holdings Inc. total assets for 2019 is $3.4 billion. Debt to asset 60.91%. Camping World Holdings Inc. Income statement annual 2016 through 2019. Camping World Holdings Inc. reported revenue of $4.9 billion for FY 2019, an increase of 39.12% compared to FY 2016. Net income fell 132.08% to negative $60.6 million. In this type, but income statement 2016. Income statement 2016. Revenue is $3.5 billion. Net income is $188.9 million. Profit margin is 5.37%. Income statement is for 2017. Revenue $4.3 billion. Net income $29.9 million. Profit margin 0.70%. Income statement 2018. Revenue $4.8 billion. Net income $10.4 million. Profit margin is 0.22%. Income statement 2019. Revenue $4.9 billion. Net income negative $60.6 million. Profit margin negative 1.24%. Camping World Holdings Inc. Financial cash flow and for the annual for 2016 to 2019. Camping World Holding Inc. reported cash flow of $251.9 million for FY 2019, an increase of 16.76% compared to FY 2016. Cash flow for 2016, operating $215.8 million, financing negative $77.8 million, investing is negative $115.8 million. Cash flow for year 2017, operating at negative $16.3 million, financing is $594.7 million, investing is negative $468.5 million. Cash flow for 2018, operating $136.3 million, financing $70.8 million, investing negative No, that is really out there. Investing is negative $292.7 million. Operating $251.9 million. Financing is negative $138.4 million. Investing is negative $104.5 million. Camping World Holdings Inc. is financially earning annual for 2016 to 2019. Camping World Holdings Inc. reported earnings per shares EPS of 0.5 for FY 2019, a decrease of 94.77% compared to FY 2016. Camping World annual earnings from 2016 to 2019. For 2016, the EPS 10.36. For 2017, the EPS 4.95. For 2018, the EPS 1.90. For 2019, the EPS is 0.5. Actually, it was 0.4. Depends on what you're reading now. I know some charts are wrong. Remember, EPS means earning per share. Earning per share of EPS is an important financial measure which indicates the profitability of a company. It is calculated by dividing the company's net income with its total number of outstanding shares. That's for people who did not know what that EPS meant. Camping World Holdings Financial Quarterly Income Statement. Camping World Holdings Inc. reported revenue of $1.6 billion for FY 2020 Q2, an increase of 15.76 compared to FY 2019 Q3. Net income grew 289.23% to $58.1 million. For 2018 quarterly income statement and 2020 Q2 through 2019 Q3. Revenue $1.4 billion. Net income negative $30.7 million. Our profit margin is negative 2.21%. That might be an error there. 2019 Q4. Revenue $964.9 million. Net income is negative $28.5 million. Profit margin negative 2.96%. That be an error there. 2020 Q1. Revenue $1.0 billion. Net income $8.2 million. Profit net 0.79%. 2020 Q2. Revenue $1.6 billion. Net income $5.1 million. Profit margin 3.61%. We're down this shortly. Camping World Holdings Inc. Financial Quarterly Balance Sheet is 20 for the 2019 Q3 through 2020 Q2. Camping World Holdings Inc. reported total assets of $3.3 million for FY 2020 Q2, a decrease of 5.13% compared to FY 2019 Q3. Total assets of $3.4 billion. Debt to asset 55.2%. 2019 Q4. Total assets $3.4 billion. Debt to assets 60.91%. 2020 Q1. Total assets $3.4 billion. Debt to assets 60.32%. 2020 Q2. Total assets $3.3 billion. Debt to assets 51.24%. Camping World Holdings Inc. Quarterly Finance Out Cash Flow. Camping World Holdings Inc. reported cash flow of $515.9 million for FY 2020 Q2, an increase of 59.66% compared to FY 2019 Q3. 2019 Q3 cash flow operating $323 million, financing negative $239.8 million, investing negative $91.7 million. 2019 Q4 cash flow operating $251 million, financing negative $138.4 million, financing negative $104.5 million. I'm serious, it's not matching up with the charts. I think read the charts yourself, though. Just really talk this to me. 2020 Q1 cash flow, operating negative 1 point. No, that is way off there. Operating negative 15.2 million. Financing negative 14.5 million. Investing negative 8.5 million. For 2020 quarter 2 cash flow, operating 515.9 million. Financing negative 422.2 million. Investing is negative 13.3 million. Camping World Holding Inc. quarterly financing earnings for 2019 quarter 3 to 2020 quarter 2. Camping World Holding Inc. reported earnings per share EPS of 1.7 for FY 2020 Q2, an increase of 156.46% compared to FY 2019 Q3. 2019 Q3 earnings EPS 0.65. 2019 Q4 earnings EPS negative 0.11. 2020 Q1 earnings EPS 0.02. 2020 Q2 earnings EPS 1.68. Camping World Holding Inc. New York Stock Exchange CWH. Americans leading recreation vehicle and outdoor retailer voted for approved 75% in the company's quarterly special dividend paid to holders of their Class A common stock from $0.08 per share to $0.14 per share, compared with the company's regular quarterly dividend of $0.09 per share. Holders of Camping World Holdings are expected to see a total of 0.92 cents per share in annual dividends. Marcus Lemonis, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, stated, "The dividends increase in a reflection of our strong financial cash position, our performance, and the continued confidence in our ability to generate long-term profitability growth and return capital to our shareholders." Very few actually do that. Between September 6, 2020 and September 15, 2020, Camping World got an upgrade. A JP Morgan analysis upgraded the recruiting vehicle company to overweight from neutral, saying it should continue to benefit as consumers look for a safer form of travel during the coronavirus pandemic. Analyst Ryan Rickman, he raised his price target to $40 from $30, said in a decline that Camping World should continue to benefit from demand tailwinds in the wake of COVID-19 as consumers look to travel in such a way as to avoid contraction of the virus. Camping World stock is in the sweet spot, says Jim Cramer. It should be a video on here about that, because I noticed it's not matching up. Camping World Holdings Inc. Camping World Holdings Inc. is headquartered in Lincolnshire, Illinois, is America's leading recreational vehicle and outdoor retailer, offering an extensive assortment of recreational vehicles for sale, RVs and camping gear, RV maintenance and repair, and other outdoor and active sports products in the industrial broadest and deepest range of services, protection plans, products, and resources. Since the company was founded in 1966, Camping World has grown to become one of the most well-known destinations for everything RV, with more than 160 locations in 36 states and a comprehensive e-commerce platform. Y'all need to check them out. They got some good stuff. I ain't got it yet, but they got some good stuff. It's going in the line. Just come to CampingWorld.com. You'll see it. Camp Market Pulse. This is what was said about me. Share of Camping World Holdings Inc.'s CWH rose more than 3% in the extended session Monday after the RV retailer released an outlook for the year ahead of its investor day. Cramer said it can reach an adjusted EBITDA for more than $500 million next year, from a projected range between $460 million and $490 million this year. Camping World also said it plans to launch a new peer-to-peer RV rental marketplace by the spring of 2020, which would help its RV owners offset their RV expense, as well as introduce the company's a large number of people. Camping World is slated to hold the event on Tuesday. presented. The shares ended the regular session Monday up 4.8%. That was good to go. No, somebody might not know what this means. EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, used as an indicator of the overall profitability of a business. Camping World Holdings Inc. announced long-term goals, initiatives, and 2021 outlook. More on the video on this. This is not going that yet.
This notion that the economy is being driven solely by Trump is somewhat laughable to me. There's good fundamentals that are happening with these companies. And I think the challenge that we have right now, particularly as CEOs, is our job is to be stewards of our business. And we are entitled to a personal opinion, and we are entitled to voice that. But we need to be careful, and I encourage a lot of these CEOs to be careful in really voicing an opinion that represents their business or their shareholders. Now, I, of course, along with the other CEOs, are horrified by what we're hearing and seeing from this administration. But as the CEO of Camping World, it's important to recognize, or the CEO of any company, that we speak for ourselves as individuals on public policy. We speak for our companies as it relates to policy that affects our business. Obviously, this one does, but we just need to be very careful. And I'm concerned about certain CEOs dancing on the fence, fearing retaliation or fearing something. And it's scary right now.
Marcus, you have a consumer-facing business, so do you worry about, if you were on one of these councils, would you worry, thinking, wow, I've got to deal with consumers every day, are they going to look at the business poorly because I'm associated with the White House?
There's no doubt that there is probably not many consumers in this country today that are in favor of what has been said in the last couple of days. And if they are, quite frankly, don't shop at my business. And I think that the reality of it is that there is a fear. There's a fear of association. But this notion that the economy is all being fueled by this, and I think your previous guest said that, I think that's really more laughable than anything.
Hey, Marcus, I also want to give a little breaking news here, which I can, and then have you respond to it as well. As kind of a crisis management guy in a way. NBC News has confirmed that Vice President Pence will return from his overseas trip a day early. He was scheduled to leave Panama Friday morning. He will now leave Thursday night and meet with the president at Camp David on Friday. So Vice President Pence ending an overseas trip one day early. That's all the information that we have. Maybe it's a huddling up of the team to try to reevaluate, re-strategize. As a guy that goes in and advises, not only runs your own company, but advises companies and small businesses on how to handle problems, what would your best advice be to the Trump White House right now?
I think that advice has to be one that is very direct and very sound about maybe being quiet and cleaning things up. But the reality of it is that I don't know what effect that's going to have. There's no doubt that Trump's ideas around reform and taxes, I think everybody's in favor of it, deregulating things of that nature. But when you start to get into attacking people personally or questioning the humanity or questioning what this country stands for, I think that discussion has to change. I don't know how successful Pence will be in delivering that message, but this is one of those time to be quiet moments.
summer, we've been talking about what people are doing in this environment, some limited options for vacation, and RVing has been a very hot trade. And joining us now to talk more about the state of that industry is Craig Kirby. He's the president of the RV Industry Association. So, Craig, when you guys look at where the industry is at right now, just kind of put this year in context for us, I guess, relative to how you guys saw 2020 playing out, 6-9 months ago.
Well, needless to say, it's playing out quite different than what we had anticipated. With the industry basically shutting down for 2 months. So to be where we are today is quite incredible. I mean, we've had a total V-shaped recovery. This past June, our shipping numbers are the highest we've seen since October of 18. And it's really not surprising now because we ended up conducting an Ipsos survey and found that over 46 million people plan on taking an RV trip in the next 12 months. And they're showing up on dealer lots and with rental firms.
And, Craig, we've talked to some of those rental companies who can't, keep vehicles in stock. And you guys actually note in the data, Type B motorhomes are up 90%. As someone who does an RV, is that like the whole thing? Is this a trailer? What's a Type B motorhome?
It's like a van camper. It's a van-based motorhome. So they're not too large. I think you're seeing a lot from the van camper lifestyle that they've become very popular. So I think that's why you're seeing that demand. The other demand that we're seeing are in the travel trailers, the entry-level travel trailers. They run about $20,000 to $30,000, and they've been extremely popular.
Craig, who is buying these? What's the demographic of the buyers?
Well, younger buyers, I would say that 50 to 80% of the sales that are taking place right now are by first-time buyers, and the majority of those buyers are in the 25 to 40-year-old age group. And it's really not that surprising to us because that was the fastest-growing segment prior to the pandemic.
And go ahead.
Well, just a follow-up on that. If jobs don't come back that easily, are you concerned that people just won't be able to afford these?
Well, I think because we offer tremendous value that we should be able to ride it out. You can get into an RV for as little as $6,000 for the camping trailers. Motorized products start at $50,000, and there are a lot of products in between. Like I mentioned, the first-time buyers are buying more entry-level products right now.
Craig, I remember, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, there was a big journal story about millennials getting all built up on camping vehicles, things like this. Are these trends, are they accelerating this year? I mean, is this demand that is being pulled forward because people are afraid to fly? Or is the RV kind of vacation lifestyle something that you think younger consumers are going to want in all future scenarios?
I think it's both. I think that a lot of people were waiting to pull the trigger, and this has kind of pushed them to the point to actually doing it. You mentioned people don't want to fly, they don't want to stay in a hotel, they don't want to eat in a restaurant, and in an RV you can be socially distant and enjoy the great outdoors. The bottom line is right now that people feel safest in their homes, and an RV is your home on the road. And so especially the millennials, they want to travel, and this offers a great opportunity for them to enjoy the summer.
And Craig, I actually recently drove out to Ohio, not in an RV, but to go see my in-laws, and there were quite a few out on 80, heading both east and west. And my question is around safety of driving these, what people need to know when they get behind the wheel of some of these vehicles, because I felt like some people thought they were driving, a BMW, not a couple-ton truck that was, didn't exactly have the same kind of balance profile. What do people need to know when they are renting an RV, buying an RV, and how can they operate that safely?
They need to work with our dealer partners who can educate them on how to operate the vehicle, and they shouldn't really leave the deal out until they're comfortable driving it or pulling it. And that's what the dealer's there to help the consumer and to address that situation.
All right, Craig Kirby is with the RV Industry Association. Craig, great to get your thoughts. Thanks for joining the program.
All right, thanks for having me.
Jim, is Camping World a buy in your book?
I haven't saying it's a buy. I mean, there's some confusion here. Marcus Lemonis says I didn't like it when it was down. The problem is that we have very strict rules about what I can talk about, and the stock dropped below our limit, so I couldn't mention it. I mean, that was CNBC's rule, not my rule. I happen to think the Camping World is in the sweet spot. That's what people want to do, and as long as there's a pandemic, people have discovered this. Hey, just renting. My daughter rented a trailer. I mean, I think that I want to rent a trailer. I want Lisa to rent a trailer, and I think Camping World is a fabulous place. Marcus Lemonis is a very good business person, and the stock has it's up 150%. My rule has been so far: don't buy up the ones that are up 150%. And Catherine, my rules really kept me out of some good ones, including Zoom, which is up 480%.